When a man is truly falling for you, it doesn't always come with grand declarations or cinematic moments. Often, love reveals itself quietly, consistently, and in the most unexpected ways. It's not just about saying, "I love you." It's about showing it through actions, attention, and a deep emotional presence that grows stronger day by day. True affection isn't measured in big gestures alone, but in the subtle, heartfelt signals he gives off when his heart begins to attach to yours. Love that deepens over time has a certain rhythm. It starts with interest, blossoms into connection, and then quietly begins to transform his thoughts, his habits, and even the way he sees the world. You'll start to notice that he's thinking of you when you're not around. He starts to remember your little preferences, the exact way you take your coffee, or the story that made you cry when you shared it once. You become woven into the fabric of his daily life, sometimes without either of you realizing it. He starts doing things he didn't do before. He checks in on you during tough days, celebrates your victories like they're his own, and makes sure you feel seen and valued even in your quietest moments. There's a gentleness in the way he listens, a steadiness in the way he supports your dreams, and a spark in his eyes that flickers a little brighter every time you're near. What's beautiful is that these signs often go unnoticed unless you're paying close attention. They don't always come with fireworks, but they come with meaning. A man who's falling in love doesn't just admire your beauty. He cherishes your mind, respects your soul, and begins to imagine a future where your paths are not just crossing, but fully intertwined. If you've been wondering whether he's falling for you more each day, it might not be about asking him outright. Instead, watch closely. Listen to how he talks to you, how he looks at you, how he reacts when you're hurt, and how he celebrates your joy. Love doesn't always need to be shouted to be real. Sometimes, it's in the softest whispers and the smallest actions that love speaks the loudest. In this list, we explore 12 powerful and tender signs that a man is falling deeper in love with you day by day. Each of these signs reveals a piece of his heart and reflects a kind of affection that isn't rushed, but rooted. And if you recognize these signs in your relationship, chances are you're not just special to him, you're becoming everything. 1. He texts or calls you first thing in the morning and before bed. When a man texts or calls you first thing in the morning and before bed, it's more than just a habit. It's a powerful emotional signal. These moments, at the very start and end of the day, are often the most intimate windows into someone's heart. If you're the first person he wants to speak to when he wakes up and the last one he wants to connect with before he sleeps, it shows you're constantly on his mind. It means he doesn't just enjoy your presence. He needs it to feel complete and balanced. Morning texts are often about setting the tone for the day. Whether it's a simple good morning or a sweet message about how much he misses you, it shows that you're his priority from the moment he opens his eyes. That type of attention doesn't come lightly, especially from someone who may have a lot going on in his life. It's his way of saying, "You matter to me, even when I'm just waking up." Nighttime calls or texts are even more revealing. That's when people are winding down, reflecting, and letting go of the stress of the day. If he's reaching out to you during that time, it means you bring him peace, comfort, and joy. He wants to hear your voice, feel close to you, and go to sleep with the thought of you lingering in his heart. This consistent effort, reaching out at the start and end of each day, shows emotional investment. It's a sign of growing attachment, deeper affection, and the desire to weave you into the rhythm of his life. It's not about checking a box. It's about building a bond that gets stronger with each sunrise and every good night. 2. He remembers everything you say, even the small, random things. When a man remembers everything you say, even the small, random things, it's a strong sign that is emotionally invested and genuinely paying attention. This kind of attentiveness isn't just about having a good memory. It's about choosing to hold on to the details that matter to you because you matter to him. You might mention your favorite snack in passing, or tell a childhood story once without thinking much of it. But weeks later, he surprises you with that snack or brings up that story in conversation. These little moments show he's not just listening to respond, he's listening to know you. He's collecting pieces of who you are and holding them close, almost like emotional souvenirs that he treasures. This kind of remembering also reflects emotional presence. When someone is falling for you, they don't treat your words as background noise. Your thoughts, interests, worries, and dreams become part of their internal world. They pay attention to what makes you laugh, what makes you nervous, and even what you casually say while distracted, because it all helps them understand you more deeply. Sometimes it's the smallest things that show the biggest feelings, like in remembering the name of your childhood pet, the way you take your coffee, or the exact date of an important event in your life. These aren't just facts to him. They are reflections of you. This kind of thoughtful recall builds trust. It reassures you that you're being seen and heard in ways that feel personal and sincere. It means you're not just a passing thought. You're staying on his mind long after the conversation ends. And as each little memory stacks up, so does the depth of his affection. 3. He makes time for you, even when he's busy. When a man makes time for you even when he's busy, it speaks volumes about how deeply he cares. In today's fast-paced world, where everyone has deadlines, responsibilities, and distractions, time is one of the most valuable things a person can give. So when he carves out moments for you, no matter how packed his schedule is, it's not just thoughtful, it's intentional. This doesn't mean he has to spend every minute with you or cancel important plans to be around. It's about the effort he puts in to stay connected. Maybe he's swamped with work, but he still checks in with a quick message during a lunch break. Or maybe he has a full day ahead, but he calls you at night just to hear your voice before going to bed. These small actions say, "You're important to me, and I want you to be part of my life, even during the chaos." When someone is falling for you, they naturally start prioritizing you. You become more than a casual connection. You become a part of their day they look forward to. It's not about finding the time. It's about making the time. That effort signals emotional commitment and the desire to nurture the bond, even in life's busiest seasons. It also shows that he respects your relationship enough to invest energy into it, regardless of how hectic life gets. He wants you to feel valued and remembered, not sidelined or forgotten. And even when he can't be physically present, he finds ways to let you know you're still close to his heart. In the end, consistency matters more than grand gestures. When he chooses you over convenience, it shows he's not just fitting you into his life, you're becoming a part of it. 4. He opens up emotionally and shares deeper parts of himself. When a man opens up emotionally and shares deeper parts of himself, it's a powerful sign that is falling for you on a real and meaningful level. Emotional vulnerability doesn't come easily for most people, especially men who may have been conditioned to hide their feelings. So when he starts letting you into that inner world, it means he trusts you enough to be seen fully. He may start by sharing personal stories from his past, things that shaped him, hurt him, or changed him. He might talk about childhood memories, moments of failure, dreams he rarely speaks about, or fears he usually keeps to himself. These aren't just casual conversations. They are quiet invitations into his heart. This kind of openness is intimate. It goes beyond surface-level talk and reaches into the parts of him he doesn't reveal to just anyone. He's not trying to impress you. He's trying to connect with you. That shift, from charm to honesty, is where real love begins to grow. Emotional sharing also shows that he wants you to understand him, not just who he is now, but how he became that person. He values your opinion, your empathy, and your presence enough to share his truth. And when he lets his guard down, even just a little, he's saying, "I feel safe with you." This depth of communication builds a foundation for lasting intimacy. It strengthens your bond and creates mutual respect. And every time he chooses to open up, it shows he's not just falling for your beauty or your laugh. He's falling for the comfort, connection, and emotional home he feels with you. Ultimately, when a man shares the deeper parts of his soul, it's not weakness, it's love in its bravest form. 5. He's proud to be seen with you and shows you off. When a man is proud to be seen with you and openly shows you off, it's a clear and heartfelt sign that his feelings are growing stronger by the day. This isn't about boasting or treating you like a trophy. It's about admiration, respect, and the joy he feels in simply being associated with you. He wants the world to know you're his person. Whether it's holding your hand in public, introducing you to his friends, or posting pictures of you together on social media. His actions say, "I'm proud she's in my life." He's not trying to hide you or keep the relationship low profile. Instead, he celebrates your presence and finds genuine happiness in sharing that with others. This kind of behavior stems from deep affection. When someone truly cares for you, they naturally want to include you in their world. He'll invite you to family gatherings, work events, or social hangouts, not because he's obligated to, but because he genuinely wants you by his side. Your presence makes things better for him, and he wants others to see the amazing person he's falling for. Even in small moments, you'll notice it. The way he looks at you when others are around, how he brags about your accomplishments, or how he gently guides conversations back to you. It's his way of saying, "Look how lucky I am." He doesn't just admire you in private, he honors you in public. This pride isn't about ego. It's about love growing into something real. He values who you are, and he wants others to value you too. When a man feels this way, it means you're not just a part of his life, you're a highlight. And being proud of you is his way of showing just how much you mean to him. 6. He starts using we instead of I when talking about the future. When a man starts using we instead of I when talking about the future, it's a quiet but deeply meaningful sign that he's falling for you, and that he sees you as part of his long-term plans. This subtle shift in language reflects a major shift in mindset, from thinking independently to thinking together. He might say things like, "We should visit that place someday," or "I wonder where we'll be in a year," without even realizing it. These little phrases reveal that, in his mind, the future isn't just about him anymore. It's about both of you. You've become so important to him that you're naturally included in the way he imagines what's ahead. This kind of language change isn't accidental. It often comes from a growing emotional attachment. He's no longer planning trips, goals, or dreams with just himself in mind. He's envisioning a life where you're by his side. And more importantly, he wants you to start imagining that life too. It also shows that he's thinking beyond the present. When someone uses we in future scenarios, they're expressing hope, commitment, and the desire for something stable and lasting. It's not just about dating anymore, it's about building a partnership. This small linguistic habit is actually a sign of emotional security. He's comfortable enough to include you in his vision, and he wants you to know you belong there. It's his way of saying, without pressure, "You're not temporary. I'm thinking of us as a team." Ultimately, when a man starts using we instead of I, he's telling you something powerful in the most natural way. He's no longer imagining life without you. 7. He notices when something's wrong, even if you don't say it. When a man notices something's wrong, even if you don't say it, it's a powerful sign that he's emotionally tuned into you and genuinely cares. This kind of awareness doesn't come from casual observation. It comes from deep attentiveness. He's paying close enough attention to your energy, expressions, tone, and mood to sense even the smallest changes. You might think you're hiding your stress or sadness behind a smile or a quiet attitude, but he picks up on the subtle cues, the way you answer more softly, how your eyes don't light up like usual, or how you suddenly become distant. He doesn't need dramatic clues or obvious signs. His heart is in sync with yours enough to know when something feels off. And more importantly, he doesn't ignore it. He asks gently, "Are you okay?" or says, "You seem a little different today." He opens the door for you to talk without pushing you. That balance of noticing and caring without demanding is rare, and it shows a deep emotional bond. This attentiveness is a sign of growing emotional intimacy. He doesn't just want to be there for you when you're at your best, he wants to understand you when you're hurting too. It means your feelings matter to him, even when unspoken. Men don't always express love with words. Sometimes, it's shown through awareness, by being the one person who truly sees you when everyone else overlooks your silence. When he notices the things you don't say, he's showing that he's emotionally present, invested, and falling deeper in love. Because real connection isn't just about hearing what's spoken, it's about feeling what's hidden. And when he can feel your sadness even before you admit it, that's not just affection. That's love growing stronger. 8. He surprises you with thoughtful gestures or small gifts. When a man surprises you with thoughtful gestures or small gifts, it's a clear reflection of how deeply he's thinking about you, even when you're not around. These surprises aren't about grand displays or expensive items. They are about meaning, attention, and emotion. Each gesture says, "I see you. I remember you. I care." It could be something as simple as bringing you your favorite snack after a long day, sending a song that reminded him of you, or leaving a sweet note tucked into your bag. These aren't random acts. They're deliberate and personal. They show he's been paying attention to your preferences, your moods, your habits, and your heart. The magic isn't in the gift itself. It's in the intention behind it. Maybe you mentioned once that you love a certain flower, and one day he shows up with it, not for an occasion, but just because. That tells you he's not just hearing your words. He's storing them away and using them to make you feel loved. These gestures often come when you least expect them, when you're tired, stressed, or having a hard day. He senses those moments and chooses to lift you up, to remind you that someone is thinking of you. It's his way of saying, "You matter to me." Even small efforts like picking up your coffee just the way you like it or planning a date based on something you once said in passing speak volumes. They reveal his growing emotional investment and his desire to bring joy into your life. When a man consistently puts thought into making you smile, it's more than kindness. It's care evolving into love. It shows he's not just falling for you, he's learning how to love you in your language. 9. He supports your goals and believes in your dreams. When a man supports your goals and believes in your dreams, it's one of the clearest signs that his love is deepening day by day. Real love doesn't just admire who you are. It encourages who you're becoming. A man who truly cares will want to see you rise, not just stand beside him, but soar in your own right. He listens when you talk about your ambitions, whether they are personal, professional, or creative. He asks questions, gives feedback, and shows genuine interest, not just to make conversation, but because he wants to understand what drives you. Your dreams matter to him because you matter to him. But support goes beyond just words. He cheers for you when things go well, and he stands with you when the journey gets tough. If you hit a setback, he doesn't dismiss your frustration. He encourages you to keep going. He becomes your teammate, your motivator, your silent strength in moments of doubt. Sometimes, support comes in actions too. Maybe he helps you study, watches your presentation, promotes your small business, or rearranges his schedule so you can chase an opportunity. These aren't favors. They are signs of emotional partnership. This belief in your potential shows that he sees you as more than a romantic interest. He sees you as a whole person with dreams, skills, and a unique path. He doesn't compete with your goals or try to change them. He respects them, and sometimes he even finds inspiration in them. When a man invests in your dreams as if they are his own, it means he's not just falling for who you are now. He's falling for everything you can become. And he wants to be the one clapping the loudest when you get there. 10. He includes you in big decisions and long-term plans. When a man includes you in big decisions and long-term plans, it's a major sign that he sees you as part of his future, not just someone he enjoys spending time with now, but someone he's building life with. This inclusion shows trust, respect, and emotional depth that goes far beyond casual affection. Whether he's making career moves, thinking about relocating, planning a trip, or even handling family matters, he seeks your thoughts. Not because he needs permission, but because your opinion matters to him. He values your insight, your presence, and your role in his life. It means he doesn't just think for himself anymore. He's thinking in partnership. This kind of consideration shows that he's serious. He sees you as someone who deserves to be part of the process, not just a passenger in the journey, but a co-navigator. You're not an afterthought. You're part of the foundation he's building his decisions upon. It also reflects emotional maturity. He's not afraid to open up about challenges, risks, or goals because he trusts that you'll understand, and because he wants to face those things with you. Including you in the decision-making process is his way of saying, "You're in this with me." From discussing finances to choosing where to live or what goals to pursue, his openness signals that your life paths are beginning to merge. And when he talks about the future, you'll hear words like us, our home, our plans, not just me or I. Ultimately, when a man starts involving you in long-term choices, it means your relationship is no longer just part of his present. It's woven into his vision of the future. And that vision includes love, growth, and a shared journey with you by his side. 11. He compliments not just your looks but your mind and soul. When a man compliments not just your looks but your mind and soul, it's a sign that his love is deep, genuine, and growing stronger every day. Physical attraction may catch his attention, but when he admires your intelligence, your kindness, your perspective, and the way you see the world, that's when you know he's falling for who you truly are. He might tell you that you look beautiful, and that's wonderful, but he doesn't stop there. He also tells you how much he admires your strength, your creativity, your empathy, or your sense of humor. He notices how you treat others, how you solve problems, how you light up when you talk about your passions. These are not surface-level observations. They come from a place of knowing you deeply and appreciating what lies beneath. These compliments are thoughtful and specific. He might say, "I love how your mind works," or "You always know how to bring calm to chaos," or "You make me want to be a better person." That kind of praise comes from a place of emotional connection. He's not just impressed by you, he's inspired by you. And when he compliments your soul, it's even more powerful. It means he sees your inner beauty, your values, your integrity, your quiet strength, your ability to love and care. He's looking at you with more than his eyes, he's feeling you with his heart. These compliments make you feel seen, not just admired. They create a sense of emotional safety because they assure you that you are loved for your essence, not just your appearance. It shows he's not just falling in love with how you look on a good day. He's falling in love with the person you are, even on your hardest ones. And that is love that's real, lasting, and rare. 12. He looks at you like you're the most important person in his world. When a man looks at you like you're the most important person in his world, it's one of the most powerful, unspoken signs that his feelings are deep and genuine. This kind of look isn't about lust or surface-level attraction. It's about emotion, connection, and pure admiration. It's the kind of gaze that lingers a little longer, softens when it meets yours, and carries something words could never fully express. You'll notice it in quiet moments, the way his eyes follow you across a room, the softness in his expression when you speak, or how he watches you when you're not looking. It's not possessive or intense, it's tender. He's not just seeing you, he's feeling you. Every word, every laugh, every movement becomes something beautiful to him. This gaze often holds gratitude. He's aware of how lucky he feels to have you in his life. And sometimes he doesn't know how to say it, so he shows it with his eyes. It's a silent way of saying, "You matter more to me than anything else in this moment." And it's consistent. Whether you're dressed up or just being your most natural self, that look stays the same. It doesn't depend on circumstances. It comes from his heart, not just his eyes. You might even catch him staring when nothing is going on, just a normal, quiet moment. And when you ask why, he smiles and says, "Nothing. I'm just looking at you." That's not nothing. That's everything. Because when a man looks at you like you're his whole world, it means you've touched him in a way no one else has. You've become part of his heart, and in his eyes, you're already home.